It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
All right. We made it to Friday. Friday it is. So we got a lot to talk about today. The weekend is here, so let's talk.
Yeah, including the weather. Make sure you keep your eyes to the sky today and on the forecast. Some severe weather expected. So watch out for that. In the news now, that school shooting tragedy that happened in Nashville on Monday that killed 6 actually has ties to the Ozarks. Now, a vigil this evening in Houston, Missouri to honor one of the 3 kids who were killed, 9-year-old Evelyn. Evelyn is the granddaughter of retired Houston dentist Dr. Joe Richardson and his wife, Kathy. And Evelyn's mom actually grew up in Houston, Missouri. The little girl also attended Faith Fellowship in Houston during her summer trips to see her grandparents. The vigil is tonight at 6 o'clock at the gymnasium on West Pine Street. There will be songs, prayers, and a message from the Faith Fellowship pastor. It's unbelievable.
Well, you can't even try to put yourself in that position, and you can't do it. It's just horrific. So, our condolences to that family and to all the families who lost loved ones. It's unthinkable, it really is.
Springfield Public Schools is asking voters to pass a $220 million bond issue on Tuesday, the largest that the district has ever asked for. It looks like SPS is already making plans for it to pass. The district just announced that it'll build a brand new Pipkin Middle School on 21 acres located on East Pythian near Highway 65. In fact, the district has already bought that land contingent on the bond issue passing. The price tag, by the way, for that building and land, $53 million.
Yeah, I was a little surprised when I found out that they had already basically paid for the land. They must really think it's going to pass. But didn't one not pass in the fall? Didn't one get close?
I don't remember if it was in the fall. I don't think it will pass, honestly. But there's organized proponents. From what you see, at least, it doesn't seem like there's as much organized opponents. But I have always found in my tenure as a reporter that when it comes to schools, it seems like, and this is totally anecdotal, it seems like bond issues for buildings don't pass, but bond issues for like programs, teachers, staff, like things like people do pass. That's just my anecdotal experience over the last 20 or so years.
Early on, they tried to frame this as a safety and security deal.
Well, it is that too. It will add, it's that too, but it's build. My point is buildings versus like teacher salary or teacher retention or student. Right. Yeah. So, it'll be interesting because, like you said, they look to be moving forward, but of course contingent. So we'll see.
Okay. The vote is next Tuesday. A new report on rundown and abandoned buildings and properties shows the city of Springfield sees an average of 3,000 nuisance cases a year, nearly 18,000 in 6 recent years. The city formed a group to look for solutions to that issue, that problem. It's calling for the group that's been formed now is calling for a complete overhaul of the nuisance property system and will allot some $665,000 in extra money, wants to anyway, to deal with the neglected properties as a one-time expense, then an extra $125,000 every year in the city budget. They are reporting that to the city council and see what the city council does.
PenMac Staffing Services is picking up Ozark schools as a client. That means PenMac will find substitute teachers as needed whenever one needs to call in sick in Ozark. PenMac already helps Springfield with this and several of the surrounding districts. Finding subs, as you might remember, has been quite a chore, especially post-COVID. As far as cost, the district pays PenMac per sub needed. Interesting. I remember doing the story with PenMac whenever they first got started looking for subs or placing subs. So it's interesting.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah, and I mean, who knows, the cost efficiency, I guess they've, obviously looked at that, but I know that that is a stressful thing for administrators to have to do, try to scramble and find subs, so
Sure.
that could perhaps be very beneficial as far as the stress level goes. Springfield's History Museum is teaching all things Queen City. They are sponsoring walking tours through downtown and along Commercial Street. There is one each month on Friday evenings. The tours will teach you about the founding of Springfield, the Wild Bill Shootout, and the history of Route 66. Then on Saturday mornings, you can tour and learn about the culture of C Street and the impact that the railroad had as well on Springfield. Just contact the museum to get signed up.
Yeah, I bet that's great. There's a lot of super interesting things to learn about the city and the impact of the railroad. I mean, the railroad yard down there is huge, so it was a major player.
I will
New
say
restaurant.
some of the Route 66 stories that we did with the Route 66 festival were honestly some of my favorite stories to tell. So you should totally take them up, the History Museum, on this because Ethan and I had an absolute blast learning about it.
Yeah, we did. Route 66 is awesome. Restaurant news. We've been telling you a lot about restaurants opening up. A new one is now open. The old location of Maria's Mexican restaurant in downtown Springfield has new life. Cabos Bonitos Grill and Cantina is now open in the old Maria's building, in the old location there on South Avenue. So Maria's was always a pretty popular place, it seemed like.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
this
think so.
is this is Cabos Bonitos, and it's from the people who brought you Los Cabos, which is a restaurant that Sarah and I used to love on National near 60. So right there at the intersection. The building's still there, but I think they're going to knock down that building and build a big office tower. Is what it kind of
Yeah.
looks like, with some other stuff on the bottom, maybe. Cabos Bonitos Grill and Cantina now open downtown Springfield.
All right. Tomorrow, Saturday, you can take part in the Nature Center's native plant sale. It's from 9 to 1. Vendors will sell regional native annuals, perennials, trees, shrubs, and vines. You can also take part in gardening demonstrations and learn from the green thumbs themselves.
Hey, we could use help. We don't
I
have much
know.
of a green thumb, so any help that we could get is great.
That's why I wrote it like that, because if you're anything like me, then you could, learn a new trick or two.
Hey, this is super exciting, really exciting news to pass along. In honor of St. Louis Cardinals opening day, which was yesterday, and the new season for the St. Louis Cardinals, Around the Ozarks has your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to a St. Louis Cardinals game at Busch Stadium. The family 4-pack of tickets are from our Around the Ozarks in 5 podcast. Compliments of our friends at 105.1 The Bull, your radio home, your new radio home for the St. Louis Cardinals. Enter for your chance to win on our website, aroundtheozarks.com. All you do, go to the website, enter there. We wish you the best of luck. We'll have a few different weekend games for you to choose from throughout the summer. So that's super exciting. It's always fun to go up to a Cardinals game. Even more fun when the tickets are free. And Around the Ozarks supplies you with those tickets. So good luck. And, the games are now broadcast on 105.1 The Bull now. They were on another station in town for a long time. The new home, St. Louis Cardinals, playing their games, the radio version, which is a great way to listen to the game. I had it on yesterday when I was in the car driving around between work stuff. Got to listen to a little bit of opening day, which was not all that exciting. I got to hear most of the first inning, which was not good for the Cardinals. But yeah, the games are now on 105.1 The Bull. If you want to listen to them while you're in your car or even at home when you have the game on, listen to the radio audio. It's a great way to do it. It wasn't the best opening day ever for the Cardinals or for the Royals, for that matter. Both of them had home games, and both are now 0-1 to start the season. But it's a long season. You got a long
Yeah.
way to go.
High
The Cardinals
scoring game,
lost
though, for the Cards.
10-9. They lost to Toronto. They were down 3-0 in the first inning after all the pomp and ceremony that takes place for Cardinals games. Oh, that was my computer. The Royals lost 2-0 to Minnesota. So you know what? There's time to get it back. There's
There
time to get
is.
it back.
Yeah. And I love that you said pomp and ceremony instead of pomp and circumstance because your journalism professor would be very proud of you right now, sir.
You know who that was? That was an assignment editor in Tallahassee. My second job pointed out to me that it's not everything is pomp and circumstance. Circumstance is specific to graduation because it's I forget now, but I think it's like the title of the song or something related to graduation.
Yeah.
So any other time it would be pomp and fill in the blank. Ceremony works.
Can I let you in on a little secret that apparently your journalism professor missed?
Again, it was the news editor. It was the assignment editor, but go ahead.
Well, your assignment editor should have let you know that it's also never a 10-9 win for Toronto or whatever. It's always victory. Win doesn't work. It's victory to
Oh,
be grammatically correct.
I okay. I doubt that that's probably still true because the dictionary and all of the AP stuff follows what people say in conversation now. So I can't imagine
Well,
that that's
you're
still
right.
true. It
We
may have
have
been.
to fast forward because now over 1,000 people, for
Right.
instance, is now acceptable, even though it should be more than.
That's what I'm telling you.
And they'll say like less than 1,000 people, and it should be fewer than
Fewer
since you
than.
can actually
Right.
count them by number. So anyway, listen, grammar teachers, just so you know, we do know, but the AP has decided that we can dumb down the English language and it's acceptable. In fact,
Yeah.
preferable for them sometimes. So,
So that's what I mean.
um,
Things like win probably don't count anymore.
right. So just so you know, Mr. Forhetz, we heard your cell phone twice. That's probably weather alerts coming in on his cell phone. We normally do weather for you, but since there's actually severe weather that we could be looking at, we decided to force you to go to an actual forecast because Ethan can give you a vague timeline, but really you should seriously be weather aware today. So make sure you keep your eye on that.
Interestingly, it was a text message, but it was from my brother, and it was about the weather. He says we're getting hammered, and I'm pretty sure he's talking about the weather. It would be early otherwise.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a safe bet. All right. Well, let's go and they can hop off of here and maybe pull up some weather. So,
Yeah, I think
all
that
right.
the severe part of the storms will be maybe from 7 to noonish. So that's the bulk of it. So heads up and pay attention. All right. Have a great day. And we hope to see you right back here Monday morning. Have a great weekend. It's the weekend
Bye.
after all.
Yeah. Congrats. Bye.